Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. To start things off, I'm making this video because I thought it was a little interesting. After digging around a bit online, I found a number of articles that are actually from Nasdaq with the names of coins that they say that they believe that people should buy or potentially hold in order to get a foothold into the market. To start things off before anything else, this is not financial advice. I am not a professional financial consultant. Just assume that I am some person sitting on the other side of your screen talking into a microphone, which I am. So anything that I say or that I show you, please do not go out and buy these coins simply because I'm talking about them or even because Nasdaq is talking about them. Make sure to always do your own research before you put your money into something, especially if you have no idea what it is. To start things off, I found this article on Investopedia and I am going to start now. So Nasdaq, the US-based stock exchange, has recently begun to get involved in the world of cryptocurrencies. Earlier this spring, Nasdaq CEO Adena Friedman suggested that the stock exchange could develop a cryptocurrency exchange platform at some point in the future, although she did not specify when or exactly how that would take place. Around the same time, the exchange announced plans to partner with Gemini, the digital currency exchange founded by Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss. Through this partnership, Gemini will utilize some of Nasdaq's tools for monitoring exchange activity in an effort to increase security. Given these developments, it's perhaps unsurprising that Nasdaq has also published an article detailing 3 cryptocurrencies it believes to be the best bets going forward. Took some digging, found the article. Pretty much it's actually from more or less a couple of days ago, depending on when you're watching this, and starts out, blink and you'll miss it. They say in a turbulent crypto race, the market has been a hotbed for volatility recently. There are multiple factors at play right now. They say from news of Trump's decision to abandon the Iran nuclear deal to Warren Buffett denouncing Bitcoin as rat poison squared. Another game changer that sent tremors through the crypto market was the news that Upbit, South Korea's leading cryptocurrency exchange, is under investigation for diverting client funds and fabricating records. Nevertheless, new developments and partnerships in the pipeline have kept crypto enthusiasts optimistic about an upcoming recovery. We tapped into the CoinWatch platform to identify 3 of the most compelling coins tipped to ride out the storm. I was actually surprised that it was only 3 coins. The first one that they have on the list is Stellar, which is kind of surprising to me simply because if you have watched my other videos, if you read or look around for crypto news yourself, you may have noticed that Stellar is they're not really in the news that often. So the fact that this was the first one that they said was kind of surprising. They said, over the past few weeks, Stellar has experienced a wave of interest from investors and crypto enthusiasts alike due to a few influential factors. Most notably, the OKEX exchange in Hong Kong recently listed Stellar under trading pairs in December 2017. After this, $1.4 million was exchanged between Stellar and other major cryptocurrencies. Stellar also partnered with tech giant IBM to develop a platform to enable cross-border transfers with around 7 unique currencies from the South Pacific, including Australian and the New Zealand dollar. The Malaysian-based Pundi X is a point-of-sale POS solution platform, is still in the early phases, but seems to be an influential reason for the positive buzz surrounding Stellar right now. Like I said, you do not hear that much about Stellar. Little back tip, whatever you want to call it. One of my major things when it comes to not only investing in coins, but seeing exactly how much the market is growing are kind of things like this. There was never a point 3 or 4 years ago that Nasdaq would have ever posted an article about cryptocurrencies or which crypto to buy or which crypto they believe in. So this is, to me, is always a great indicator of where the market is going to kind of go, because I always say, as many of you may not want to believe this, as sad or as happy as you may think the news is, these articles are not written for the average Joe. They're not written for the everyday person. These things are written in part for institutional investors. There's only a certain type of person, I want to say, who will use Nasdaq or who invests in the Nasdaq, millions of dollars at one time. And when they go around looking for articles to read, what are they looking for? They're looking for articles on the next best thing to put their money into. And when you see an article, and another one right after this, about which cryptocurrencies to put your money into, it's kind of obvious who they're trying to focus this on. But yeah, so Stellar XLM is the first coin that they mentioned. The second one is also surprising. We spoke about this yesterday. It's Litecoin. They say one of the major factors tipped to drive momentum to Litecoin's value is BlockNet's announcement that LTC will soon function as a cross-blockchain decentralized app. This is because Litecoin is now compatible with the BlockNet protocol. BlockNet stated in their blog that Litecoin can be used in cross-blockchain dApps, such as payment processor that will allow payments accepted in Litecoin to be paid for in any other currency or vice versa. There was news before about atomic chain swaps with Litecoin, and to be fair, Litecoin it's kind of bad rap over the past couple of months because of everything that Charlie Lee has done. But that doesn't mean that Litecoin won't make it going forward, especially because people are still working on it. They say another potential driving factor for Litecoin is that Abra, a leading cryptocurrency wallet, recently publicized plans to list Litecoin. Abra CEO Bill Barheit has stated the mobile app will now support withdrawal and deposit of Litecoin and support US dollar wire transfers in its news update. Once again, surprising, because these aren't coins that are typically spoken about. The number one coin that they talk about in this article, at least, is fairly obvious. I'll give you like half a second to imagine what it could be. It's Bitcoin. I'm not even going to go into what they talk about on it. We know why Bitcoin is number one. We know how long Bitcoin has been at number one. Well, like I said, the fact that this is an article, the fact that Nasdaq posted this, about which coins that they think will be able to ride out the storm, especially when it comes to Litecoin, because Litecoin is barely in the news. Like I said, things are going on with Litecoin, but it's not something that you hear about on a daily basis. So after a bit of more digging around, I was like, I wonder what other articles they've actually posted when it comes to cryptocurrencies. And I found an article that was posted more or less a month ago from now. And it's called 5 Reasons Now is the Time to Buy Cryptocurrency. Think about that. Why would Nasdaq be posting an article about crypto, not even buying cryptocurrencies in general, but telling people that now was the time? They more or less go into the fact that Bitcoin had gone from $2,000 to around $6,300. You know, more or less this was posted around a month ago. Talk about the how the market is fairly new. This should not stop new investors from getting into it. They believe that this is just the nature of the new market and things are bound to pick up once again. What's interesting is, once again, is that they've told, first of all, this little tidbit right here, they go into talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple, where they are, where they were before, what they think will eventually happen as time goes forward. And in this article, they write, now is the time to buy cryptocurrencies. To be clear, I mean the 10 largest coins by market capitalization: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, EOS, Litecoin, Cardano, Stellar, IOTA, and Neo. Let all of that kind of sink in. I know I've said that before, but I don't think people actually understand what's going on. They write, make no mistake, bubbles do exist in many of the cryptocurrencies potentially flooding the market. Even outright frauds and scams are rampant in a rush to riches. However, cryptocurrency as an asset class is here to stay. The reason is that, unlike the tulips of the 1600s, cryptocurrency solves many vexing issues and is part of an irreversible social and economic shift. In other words, world-changing forces like globalization, the internet, and the ever-increasing interconnectedness of everything leads to only one conclusion: cryptocurrency will not be a short-lived bubble. I personally wonder, I don't know who these people were reading this article, but I personally wonder how many rich people actually read this article and took it to heart. Because even when you look at other events and other things that have gone on very recently, we had Consensus. I think it was also Blockchain Week, if I'm not mistaken. And there was also Ethereal and some other things that also came up. These were constantly the coins that were being spoken about by the bankers and higher ups, as I like to call them. I was just listening to another podcast. I know I say that often. And it was this woman. She was talking about how the difference in Consensus was this year. She said, if you've been in cryptocurrencies for about 2 years, more or less 2 years, there was a huge shift, and there was a point where it was a lot of uncertainty in not even just the market, but the cryptocurrency market in particular, because there was a huge shift towards just blockchain. There were a lot of banks who were heralding blockchain as this amazing thing that needed to be, used by everyone. This was definitely going to change the world. And then around 2017, it was a complete change from a lot of the banks now talking about that they didn't really care too much about blockchain, but they do care about cryptocurrencies. So it kind of all leads us into this moment where we are now. I don't expect that there will be some other type of shift in 2019 where they're talking about, oh yeah, we definitely don't really care about this anymore, and we're definitely going to go back to blockchain. They see that there's a lot of money to be made in this, and this is why there are things like this. On this topic, more or less, to summarize it, I don't have like a bajillion things to say on this topic. This ties back into the entire Nasdaq thing. When you search around online and you look for major crypto articles, Bloomberg, one of the largest places that people go to for financial advice, has a dedicated crypto section where they're talking about, you can find them more or less, what coins to buy, the news out today, where the market's going, what's going on with this, when to buy cryptocurrencies, how to buy cryptocurrencies. It's all quite telling, if you will, because I said before, and I still firmly believe this, I think our time using websites like CoinMarketCap and things like that are probably going to come to an end by the end of 2018, because it's going to be websites like this that end up taking over. Like Forbes has a dedicated crypto set called Digital Money, where they pretty much talk about the same exact thing like Forbes, same exact thing like Nasdaq, the coins to buy. They have there's a Forbes cryptocurrency rich list, if you can believe it, where they talk about the richest people in crypto, where they made their money from, where they're going, the things that they plan on doing, what have you. It's just all very interesting. Forbes created an article that literally says Bitcoin is the new rock and roll. I'm very interested to see where this is all going to go. Not to spend too much time on this topic, like I said earlier. I know I can babble. There's just so much stuff in my head. I always really wonder when I make videos if people get it. I try not to, as you say in English, to beat a dead horse. I really try not to do this, but I want people to understand that something really big is happening. There's when consensus was over, people were talking about, not only is the entire thing kind of weird, especially for me, but how many banks are into this, how many financial institutions, how many websites that 2 years ago did not care about cryptocurrencies. And if I could dig back far enough, we're talking about how they hated cryptocurrencies, how they were only focusing on what Warren Buffett and what's the guy who made Microsoft? Can't remember his name right now. That's a shame. He's so popular. What they were saying about cryptocurrencies, how it was a fraud, how it was a bubble. There was an article on here before. It was on Forbes and Bloomberg talking about how Bitcoin was going to go back to $100, but you don't see these articles anywhere anymore on their websites. Why? Because they're trying to appeal to rich people, and it's kind of the same thing with news outlets. If my idea behind it is, the only reason you really talk about why Forbes or Bloomberg or Nasdaq would talk about something is because they're pretty much in the market themselves, and they're trying to give a hint that it's okay for other people to get into it as well. It's all, like I said, it's all kind of telling. I hope everyone is paying attention. Little weird side note. I read an article, not even an article. It was something, I don't even know if I should talk about it. It's actually kind of weird. It was something that I found online. If you can find it, you can read it yourself. I'm not going to get into it too much or really spoil it. It's called the Crypto Time Traveler or the Bitcoin Time Traveler. It's pretty much, it's an interesting read if you have about 15 minutes to read through it. I think you can find it on Reddit. And it's someone wrote that they were from the year 2030, and they wrote this in 2013, I believe. And they said that they came back from the future and they were trying to tell everyone what happens to Bitcoin by the year 2030 and how cryptocurrencies have changed the world. Like I said, it's not really that important to read it. Like, it's not like a deep read that you need to like expand your mind, but it's just something kind of interesting. I like to read really wacky things when it comes to cryptocurrencies, but a lot of what I read, and if you read a lot of other, time frame things, especially for what's happening, it all kind of makes sense. But yeah, this was the information that I found floating around. These are the 10 coins that Nasdaq says that you should definitely buy, because now is the time to buy cryptocurrencies. These are geared towards certain people, but now it's geared to you because I read it to you guys. But yeah, that's definitely going to do it for this video. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Hope you have had a great weekend. If you're listening to this on any other day, then it's not a weekend, then I hope you're having a great weekday. Thank you once again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. For fun, let me know or what you think will be the top coins in the next year or two, because I know a lot of people have different ideas, and there are a lot of coins that are even in like the top 15, top 20 that a lot of people think these coins will slowly push their way into some of the top numbers in the market. But all right, everyone, that's definitely going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you all soon. See you.